Welcome to the home of English. In this lesson, we start a new English grammar lesson, that is active voice and passive voice. We will distinguish between active voice and passive voice and discuss conversion of active voice and passive voice, hints and rules, examples, exercises, etc. Be attentive. Please watch all the previous lessons of English grammar and vocabulary in the playlist of the Home of English. Subscribe and press the bell icon to get all updates and upcoming lessons. Active voice and passive voice. What is a voice? Voice shows whether the subject of a sentence does the action or affected by it. Voice shows whether the subject of a sentence does the action or the subject is affected by the action. See, active voice and passive voice. Voice is divided into active voice and passive voice. In active voice, subject does the action, and in passive voice, subject is affected by the action. Means that the subject is passive, but here the subject is active. So it is active voice and it is passive voice. See the examples. The boy played cricket. Here the boy is the subject and cricket is the object and played is the verb. So here subject is doing the action, so it is in active voice. She will sing a song. She is a subject and she is doing the action. That is, she is the subject. So it is active voice. See the passive voice. When we convert this sentence, that is, the boy played cricket, to passive voice, then it becomes cricket was played by the boy. So it is starting with the object cricket. So it is in passive form. Cricket was played by the boy. She will sing a song. We convert to a passive voice. Then the object becomes the subject here. A song will be sung by her. So it is in passive form. The main difference between the active voice and passive voice is that the active voice starts with the subject and passive voice starts with the object. That is the main difference. Now, here is a note. The sentences only having a transitive verb can be written in passive voice. The sentences only having a transitive verb can be written in passive form. Now let's see what is a transitive verb. Verbs are divided into two. One is transitive verbs and the other is intransitive verbs. In the case of transitive verbs, the transition of action takes place from subject to object. So that is transitive verbs. If in a sentence there is a verb, and if it is transitive, then transition of action from subject to object takes place. See the example. He will do the work. He is the subject. The work is the object. So there is a transition of the action. So here do is a transitive verb. I baked a pizza. I is a subject. A pizza is the object. And baked is a transitive verb because there is a transition of action from subject to the object. He rode a bike. Here also, he is a subject, bike is the object, and transition is there. So this is also a transitive verb. Now see, intransitive verbs. Sentence has no object, so no transition. If there is no object, then there is no transition. So that is why it is intransitive verb. See the example. I laughed. There is no object. There is no transition. So it is laughed is a intransitive verb. The book fell. Only subject, the book, no object. So intransitive verb. She walks to the park. She walks to the park. There is no object. She walks. He walks is intransitive, no transition. Some verbs are used as both transitive and intransitive. See, the bird sings, they sang the national anthem. The bird sings, here it is intransitive, no object. They sang the national anthem. They is the subject and the national anthem is the object. So here sang is transitive verb. So that is the difference between transitive verb and an intransitive verb. So note down, the sentences only having a transitive verb can be written in passive form. It is obvious that intransitive verbs sentences has no object. How to convert an active voice to a passive voice? Now let's see how we can convert an active voice to a passive voice. See the structure. In an active voice, subject plus verb plus object. When we convert it to passive voice, it becomes object plus to be forms plus V3, that is past participle form of the verb plus the subject. Object plus to be forms plus V3 form of the verb, that is past participle form of the verb plus subject, that is the passive form. Now let's see what are the to be forms in different tenses. In different tenses, this to be forms differs. Now let us see it. It is given in a table form. Tenses to be forms. First one, infinitive or modal sentence or future indefinite sentence. An infinitive sentence or a modal sentence or a future indefinite sentence. In that case, the to be form will be be. We use be. This will be clear. In the next page we will discuss with examples. Next, when it is present indefinite, that is simple present, then the to be forms are is or am or are. In the case of past indefinite or simple past, the to be forms are was or were. The perfect, that is present perfect, past perfect or future perfect, it is used been. The to be form is been. In the case of continuous, that is present continuous, past continuous, and in the case of participle or gerund, that is ing forms, all ing forms, we use the to be form being. This can be clarified using some examples. Now see, first one, infinitive, modals or future indefinite. The to be form will be be. Infinitive sentence, modal sentence or a future indefinite or simple future sentence. The to be form used is be. See the examples. I am to do this work. I am to do this work. This is an active form because I is the subject and there is a transition of the action to the object this work. This work is the object. Let us convert. This work is to be done by me. This work is the object. Is to is the verb and be is the to be form used. Be and past participle or V3 form of do is done by me. This work is to be done by me. This is a passive form. So that is the conversion of infinitive. Now a modal sentence. You should learn good manners. Again, it is in active form. You is the subject, should learn. Here should is the auxiliary verb, modal auxiliary. So it is a modal sentence. Good manners is the object. Let's convert. Good manners should be learnt by you. Good manners, object comes first. Should be. We use the to be form be here, followed by the auxiliary verb. Should be learnt is the V3 form or past participle form of learn, that is learnt by you. Next is she will teach the new lesson. This is future indefinite or simple future. She will teach the new lesson. It is in active form because she is the subject and the new lesson the object. When we convert it to the passive voice, the new lesson will be taught by her. The new lesson is the object. It starts with the object, will, followed by the to be form, that is be. Taught is the V3 form or past participle of teach, that is taught by her. The new lesson will be taught by her, that is the passive form of this sentence. So this is how we make passive forms in the case of infinitive, modal sentence or simple future or future indefinite sentences. So let's conclude this session. In the coming parts, we will discuss the to be forms in other tenses. That is, here we discussed about the infinitive modals, future indefinite. That is, to be form used is be. But if it is present indefinite or simple present, it will be is, am or are. In the case of past indefinite, that is simple past, it will be was or were. And perfect, that is present perfect, past perfect or future perfect. The to be forms will be been. And in the case of continuous or ing forms, it will be being. So that we will discuss in the coming lessons. And we will discuss the rules of making passive voice and practice exercises. Revise once or twice. Subscribe and press the bell icon to get all updates and upcoming lessons. See you in the next lesson. Thank you.